But when I saw Hulk for the first time, Terry Boulder back then, there was just something special. But I always watched the people.
Hey Jimmy, you have been around tons of top talent. You managed basically all the top talent in the history of the world. So when you first met Hulk, when he was there, and you first see him, Johnny Valentine didn't see much in him, and from what you say, the Lawler didn't see that much in him.
Right.
Lawler disputes that, but
Right.
but you had guys who didn't see much in him. He was just a big guy who played a little rock and roll. When you first saw him, did you think this guy could be a huge star?
Well, you forget I was in music then, so I thought everybody in wrestling was a big star because I always loved professional wrestling back then. I remember when I was about 10 or 12 years old, my uncle JB used to take me to Jackson, Mississippi every summer. And on Wednesday night, we got to go see professional wrestling. And I looked so forward to going to Jackson every summer when we were out of school, and I just loved it back then. And then when I had the band, when I was back in town, after we did the Dick Clark tours, even on the tours, like if I was in, say, Florida, I would watch Florida wrestling back then. I'd watch the Brisco, the Dusty, and just everybody. And then I was down in Carolinas, it'd be Ric Flair and all those guys. But that was on the Dick Clark tours, and I'd watch on Saturday morning. I'd look in the paper, oh, man, wrestling comes on at 8 or 9 or whatever, and I loved that. And so when I was back with Lawler back then, I used to watch the local wrestling with Sputnik Monroe and Billy Wicks and all those guys. So I'd always been a fan of it. But when I saw Hulk for the first time, Terry Boulder back then, there was just something special. But I always watched the people. And I always got with Lawler. And Lawler always said, what do you see in him? And I told him, I just said, God, he's bigger than life. But I said, I watch all the people, the way they react to everything he does. And I always, a little later on in the years, the way I judge talent too, I'd always go, well, who's selling the most merchandise? If you had merchandise out. And because you can't make the people buy the merchandise if they don't want to. And that shows who's over and who's not over, buddy, let me tell you. And so I'd look at the merchandise sales, I'd look at everything, and I'm going, wow, man. And posters in the audience. When people take the time to make their posters up, whether they boo you or whether they cheer you, there's something special about those people, the wrestlers that are in the ring.